Welcome to the RPG Talk Show. My name is Daniel Ivey, and this is
John Wilker, Vice President of RPG Research. We're a 501c3 nonprofit organization dedicated to the research and development of role-playing games in all formats and genres for all players.
and we utilize this research to achieve recreational, leisure, educational, and therapeutic goals. Today's main topic is, let's talk about the future of the RPG Talk Show.
Well, okay, well, that's our just chatting, but
Yeah.
our main topic is the neuroscience of learning.
Yes.
And later on, we'll do an unboxing of Dungeon in a Box
Mhm.
and a special new book that I got.
Ooh.
Ruh-roh, Shaggy, it's Cthulhu.
Wait. Are you talking about Cthulhu and Scooby-Doo?
Oh, no, I can't say that. That would be copyright infringement.
Oh, we don't want Hanna-Barbera to come after you.
We'll talk more.
Okay. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, it's going to be a wonderful surprise. And it was something I got for Christmas.
Okay.
Even better. Alrighty, so just talking, we want to talk about the plans we have because this is our last show of the year.
Yes.
It is Christmas tomorrow
Mhm.
in our world. In your world, it's closer to New Year's Eve than
Yeah.
it is.
We hope in the future that your Christmas or whatever holiday that you're celebrating was enjoyable and stress-free as possible.
Yeah. You know what makes a stress-free holiday?
What's that?
Being a child.
Oh, it's been a few years since I've been a child.
But anyways, get my cynicism out of the way.
Mhm.
So we have been for at least the last year.
I feel like it's been about a year.
The talk show in general has been around for years,
Mm-hmm.
but our talk show
Mm-hmm.
has been only about a year.
Well, no, this iteration because there was the one that was at the center, and that was around, I believe, for 2 years.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But the one where it's just you and I,
Yeah.
we moved to the library,
Yeah.
and then we moved from the library to my lovely studio that you see here.
Yes.
Everything you see is real.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways,
Ignore the fourth wall.
yeah, ignore the fourth wall and the fact that it is done by an artist of ill repute.
Yeah. Well, no, it's pretty. I wouldn't call it art.
No,
No.
nothing AI is art.
Yeah.
But anyways,
Mhm.
so if you want to know how our past has been, watch our back sessions.
Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about the future of the talk show and for RPG research in itself.
Yeah. So let's go into the what's RPG research been going into and how that's going to affect the talk show.
Okay, so first of all, RPG research went on hiatus.
Mhm.
We dug in and hibernated
Yeah.
while we were trying to raise funds
Mm-hmm.
to get our regular programming back up
And rebuild.
and rebuild. Literally building.
Mm-hmm.
Everything after the community center closed had to go into storage,
Yes.
which is costing somewhere around $400 a month.
Yeah. Over $400 a month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so you've built sheds.
No. Sheds were purchased.
Oh, they don't have to be built.
Yeah, they do not have to be built.
But where are they? Are they just sitting on the ground?
Yeah, they're sitting on the ground.
Okay.
But the ground isn't level.
Right, which is why you're building decks.
Right. We've been building decks. Me and Hawk and whoever else I can help me over there. But it's been a very, very slow process because we're also spread thin because one volunteer work is just that volunteer. We still have bills and whatnot to pay.
Yep.
And Hawk specifically has more bills because he's footing a lot of the bills for RPG research.
Yeah, and he's working over 100 hours a
Mhm.
week in order to keep RPG research even barely afloat, we're hanging on by that little balloon you put around people's neck as they're in the water.
And that's assuming that he's not having other obstacles that could slow down his the process of him being able to work to pay bills. We don't live in a perfect world. He's had a lot of obstacles recently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plus the weather.
Yeah.
He can't work in cold weather. Because him and I lungs don't appreciate cold weather at all.
And his lungs worse than honestly anyone else's in RPG research.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
I'm second worst, but it's not a contest.
It's not a contest.
Yeah. And, there's no pride in saying I'm more crippled than you.
Right. Now I've been the primary labor the primary labor working on the decks because of Hawk's limitations, but well, to be fair, I don't have that much experience in construction.
Getting it now.
I'm getting it now, yeah. But me trying to figure out things isn't necessarily me doing things properly, and I'd rather it be done properly than me finding out the hard way that I did it wrong.
Yeah, especially considering that some of the items that we have are priceless.
Exactly.
They're one-of-a-kind manuscripts that there are no duplicates of.
Yeah. I do know that the first deck that we're working on is a deck that the shed where our servers are going to be on, which means if that goes down, all of the information that we have stored in the servers are in jeopardy.
Yeah.
In addition to our entire infrastructure online.
Yeah, the RPG research websites, everything that our classes and all that stuff. We have our own servers for our own purposes, but also to be HIPAA compliant.
Yes.
And it's a big deal.
It is.
Our emails, everything that we do that isn't done in person is going through those servers.
Yeah. So that has been an incredibly slow and arduous process. We've already had it where, because I'm inexperienced and Hawk a lot of times is exhausted, we made certain decisions with the deck that we realized, we made a mistake and we had to backtrack.
And that it takes twice as long to backtrack than to do it the first time.
Right. So we are trying to make as much progress as we can, but we have our own limitations in terms of what time we can attribute to that. Are we even able to? Because if I'm sick, then no deck work is getting done. If Hawk is sick, no deck work is getting done. And if I have to, say, for example, head off to Florida for a couple of weeks, no deck work is getting done.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, I did set you up, at least for a conversation with 2 possible volunteers.
Yeah.
But you haven't had a chance to have that conversation.
No, not yet. We are looking for more volunteers so that we can spread this work out.
So what are we going to do after we get the decks and we save ourselves $400 a month by moving all of RPG Research's materials, games, bookshelves, and everything else?
It's my understanding that after that happens, and Hawk is more secure with the finances coming in, he wants to drop down to a more reasonable amount of hours for him, which to a lot of people would still be considered like, well, that's a full-time job.
It's 2 full-time jobs.
Yeah, his standard is 2 full-time jobs, but he's going to then continue working on the training handbooks.
Right. And
which we use to train people.
We have, there's been so much changes between 2nd and 3rd edition.
Yeah.
That, once we started 3rd edition, and then there was so much changes that are happening while we do it, we're actually going to skip to just 4th edition.
Yeah.
Not to be mistaken at all for Dungeons & Dragons 4th edition.
Right.
All other gaming systems had a 4th edition too, and they weren't horrible.
Do we have the research on that?
Let's put it this way. Call of Cthulhu 7th edition is the current edition, which means they survived the 4th edition.
Yeah, I'm not arguing that we can't get past 4th edition. I'm just saying, for the other role-playing games, have we taken a look at what their 4th edition looks like, and how does it compare to other editions? So, Call of Cthulhu 4th edition, how is that compared to, for example, the 7th edition?
Well, obviously, 7th edition is far superior. It's got 20 years.
Yeah, but 5th edition, for me, is far superior than 4th edition, but 4th edition
wasn't superior to anything.
Right. I mean, we can get into the nitty-gritty on 4th edition, but 4th edition is objectively the black sheep of editions for Dungeons & Dragons.
True.
Yeah. So
we're going to get, anyways, we're going to get the books back out.
Yes.
We're going to start training DMs again and other people who want to get this kind of knowledge.
Yeah. Hoping to get some more clients back in.
Well, that's for the RPG.LLC.
True, yeah.
But we're more importantly, we're thinking of not going for individual clients.
Yeah.
But to train the trainer thing.
Yes.
Getting other people to use our methods. That's easier to scale.
Yeah.
We can only take on, say, 40 hours worth of clients a week.
Yeah. Before it starts really being taxing.
Yeah, and that can be anywhere between 4 clients to 1. And we don't have enough people to do more than 40 hours.
Yeah.
And it's expensive.
Oh yeah. And I would hope for this upcoming year for us to really be able to start getting volunteers back, new volunteers, but I'm also acknowledging that we do not live in a bubble. There is a finite amount of people, and the economy may not be in a position where people can volunteer.
Yeah. But the volunteers that we're going to be getting, even if it is just our small core group, will be hopefully going back into community programs, libraries, the RPG Mobile, which is 1 bus and 2 trailers.
Yeah.
That we can move around to anywhere within 2 hours of Spokane, Washington, for regular community work. We have gone clear across the country for conventions and symposiums and workshops, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And we really want to get back into that.
Oh, yeah.
I think that it's going to be me more than Hawk going on these conventions because Hawk's so scheduled out.
Yeah.
But also, just Hawk's real world stuff has to do, makes it harder for him.
Yeah.
So it's going to most likely be me and hopefully at least 1 or 2 other volunteers.
I'm hoping to be able to, but I need to... I'm still working on a couple of things that are going to free up some of my personal time.
I told you, win the lottery. Why haven't you done that yet?
Unlike in Dungeons & Dragons, I don't have access to spells that will predict the future. Yeah. And as you'll notice in the game that you're running with me, I actually avoid casting those spells because I know how much of a pain that is for game masters.
It is a bit of a game. One of the advantages, though, is that I do actually have all the materials to 20th level, so I can at least look them up.
Yeah. John, I understand that. That isn't going to help with the type of questions I would ask.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I would come back. Try again later.
Try again later.
Anyways.
Yeah. So,
we're going to try to get back into community work. We're trying to get back into our educational programs.
yeah.
And we don't know when we're going to try to get back to a museum. But that's going to be only looked at after we start bringing sufficient funds.
Yeah. We need to be able to be self-sustaining again.
Mm-hmm.
And we've been this last year, and honestly before even last year, with the center putting us in the hole, we've been working on really trying to become self-sustainable again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the talk show.
Yeah. So we this last year we relaunched the talk show.
Mm-hmm.
We've been watching a lot of things that have been going on with it. And
we have literally gone through 3 different studios this year.
Yeah, we have. And we want this talk show to be able to get out to as many people as we could, as is reasonable. So we're looking into some formatting changes to, we're still discussing it, that, will maybe make it a little bit more digestible and get a lot more content out while not being necessarily a larger burden on us.
Yeah. We might be able to produce more by having 2-hour shows instead of 3-hour shows.
Mm-hmm.
But we also are going to be looking for a couple changes in our, like we said, in formatting.
Yeah.
For example, in our Just Talking, I want to really encourage audience engagement.
Yeah.
And I have an idea that I stole from a different talk show that, for political reasons, I won't mention what it is.
Yeah.
But one of the things they do is they get people to write in.
Yeah.
So they get that audience engagement. And if you want your audience engagement read online, then you have to pay, they call it a tax, we'll call it a bribe.
Bribe the GM.
Yeah. Game Master bribe, DM bribe, but, we're all RPGs, so Game Master bribe.
Yeah.
And so you pay your Game Master bribe in the form of photos. Attach a photo of your game table, your maps, your minis, especially minis that you painted yourself.
Yeah, artwork that you've done for your games.
Yep. Cosplay. Anything like that that's
no AI generated.
Yeah, no AI generated. Your LARP.
Oh,
kit, all that good stuff. Send us the pictures. Now,
it has to be safe for work.
Mostly safe for work.
Yeah.
Because the only people that are going to actually see these pictures are the people who are Patreon supporters.
Okay.
So that will, I'm hoping this will, A, drive more engagement, and B, drive more Patreon. So we're not doing this on a half a shoestring budget.
Right. And I honestly wouldn't mind incorporating some of our Discord with that, because, we do have a Discord, but we also, it's been me and Elizabeth trying to get this thing back up and running, but I don't think either of us we haven't really done much with it, because both of us have been just overworked.
Right.
Yeah.
I definitely would like to get some more engagement moved to Discord.
Yeah.
We have a spot right there just for the talk show. But we don't look at that very often because we're busy.
Yeah, we are basically, if we're spread too thin, then we are going to do everything less well.
Yeah.
And I know for a fact I'm too spread thin.
Well, there's a saying about multitasking. Multitasking is doing 2 or more projects poorly.
Yes. And that is something I absolutely agree with. I've been in jobs that required me to multitask on that job, and everything is just bad. Yeah.
Or at least not optimal.
No, I'm just going to call it bad.
Okay.
Yeah.
We are also looking at adding additional shows.
Yeah.
Hopefully by the end of the next year.
I'm hoping.
Really run. So we're going to do the talk show.
Yeah.
We're going to do play testing, not just unboxing, but actual play testing.
We do want to get back into that. We had a little bit of preview of that when I was doing the Heroes of the Borderlands.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that was one of the better for the unbox and time to play.
Mm-hmm.
But
we would need more time for the Let's Play aspect of that, the playtest aspect of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's one of the things that we're considering.
Actual play campaigns. We're still hoping to do Baldur's Gate 3.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know how well we are still in the bubble of interest in Baldur's Gate 3. It's still one of the best role-playing games out there.
Oh, well, it's my opinion that when it comes to role-playing games, video game role-playing games,
yeah,
it's
second best?
No, I would say that it's tied for first. And this is me coming from a, understanding what this game is allowing the players to use and do. Yeah, it's one of the best. The only one that I genuinely feel is going to compete with it is Neverwinter Nights by BioWare.
Right. Those.
Yeah.
But there are other Baldur's Gate.
Baldur's Gate games?
No, not Baldur's Gate games. I was going to say there are ones that are trying to lean on Baldur's Gate 3 quality.
Yeah.
There's Obscura, I think it was called, 33. There are a couple games that are trying to vie for that top spot again.
Yeah.
Baldur's Gate 3 was the number one game of its launch year.
Oh, yeah.
Won every award. Larian is trying to build another one.
With Divinity.
Right, which is supposed to be, everybody should move over to Divinity.
Yeah. They're proving that the dark fantasy that they showed in Baldur's Gate 3, well, they can go darker. And they from their preview, they will be going darker. But Larian has also kind of stepped in it a bit because, they're using some AI art in the pipeline.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For the concept art. And we've had a long discussion about whether that's appropriate or not.
Yeah.
That is something for you in the audience to judge whether or not you have any acceptable levels of AI.
Yeah. I mean, and I recognize that I'm not
You're slightly prejudiced because you're an artist?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's perfectly fair.
Yeah.
It's coming after your jobs.
And not just my job. I mean, I don't have an art job right now.
Right. But in that vein of things.
It goes after... It does threaten the jobs of a lot of people that I care about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like those AI therapists. No, please.
No. There are so many issues that I see potentially with AI therapists. And this is just from me understanding how AI works.
Does AI therapist even recognize HIPAA?
There's... Outside of that, one quick aside on AI. Artificial intelligence is a misnomer. It is... Might as well just call it a branding issue. Kind of like how... Do you remember when they did hoverboards?
Yeah.
Those weren't hoverboards. No, those were Segways without a stand. Those weren't actual hoverboards. It's not what we're looking for when we say hoverboard.
Right, because they don't actually hover. They don't come up. So AI, or what we're calling, it's actually generative AI.
Yeah, it's working off of large language models. There is no intelligence there, and when I say that, I mean it cannot
form new ideas.
Correct. It cannot form new ideas. which means everything is just it working strictly off of
It's reading the encyclopedia to you.
it's reading stuff to you, and it isn't necessarily analyzing it other than trying to predict what you want. What it thinks you want, not what does it think is best for you.
Right.
So, and we've already experienced this a bit, where because it is trying to make you like it, it isn't necessarily going to give you the correct information. So, if you've got a therapist, an AI therapist, who isn't trying to help you, but trying to give you the information that it feels you want to hear, that can cause serious, at times life-threatening problems.
If you want to see a fictional example of that, watch Brilliant Minds.
Mm-hmm.
No. This was Watson. Watch Watson.
Okay.
Dealing with a person who had an addiction to their AI companion.
Right.
But beyond the AI stuff and the look of the future, yes, we at RPG Research do use artificial intelligence. I use specifically a program called Grammarly, and this AI, again, this isn't the singularity when the computers wake up.
No, Grammarly is one of those where it's kind of like, for me, I consider Grammarly just like an advanced version of a spell check.
It is.
Yeah.
It actually follows grammar rules, and so spell check just can tell you if the word's misspelled.
Yeah.
They can't tell you if it's the wrong word to put in there.
Yeah.
It doesn't know the difference between there, and there.
Correct.
I
understand that. Yeah, because for me, I'm familiar with I remember when spell checks first became a thing, and then spell checks became more advanced because they were able to understand some of the context. So it was spell and grammar check, and Grammarly is just a more advanced version of that. But the reason why I kind of laugh at that is, so I was not born in the United States. My education started with the British system.
Right.
And some of the baselines that I have for using the English language, Grammarly doesn't like.
Right. Well, a lot of the programs it was worse when it was just spell checker, didn't have, their vocabulary was worse than mine. Because I have a slightly more advanced vocabulary than the average spell checker did.
Yeah.
But having Grammarly able to keep up, and sometimes it tries to correct things where I don't want a correction.
Correct.
For example, I'm doing a direct quote from a document. I don't want to correct that document.
Right. That's modification of the quote.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Or I'm using terms that it doesn't understand.
Yeah.
Like esoteric.
Yeah, there's some weird edge cases. Well, I can't even really call them edge cases because depending on how you use the English language, you're going to, like me, butt up against these issues a lot. So the way
What do you mean you have a size 12 boot in your car?
Outside of using British terms, sometimes the way I talk demands the use of the Oxford comma. Yeah. And I
told Grammarly to allow me to use the Oxford comma.
But not only that, and this is one of the issues I've had since I was dealing with English teachers, sometimes you do want to use a passive voice.
Yes.
Yeah. Not everything needs to be in an active voice.
Right. The shoe was red. Doesn't need to be anything more than that.
Right. That, and it's kind of like, when we grew up, we were learning, like, don't use a double negative. Sometimes you absolutely have to use that double negative.
Right.
Yeah. There are our language is way more complex and versatile than a lot of people realize, and Grammarly doesn't always recognize that.
Well, one of the things that Grammarly has a problem with me
Mm-hmm.
is I'm usually talking technical, legalese,
Yeah.
formal type of talking.
Mm-hmm.
But if I attempt to write something that's informal, conversational, it gets confused.
Right.
You all know what I'm talking about?
What is the legal definition of y'all? Y-A-apostrophe-L-L.
So yeah, there's those kind of things. We do use those kind of tools.
Yeah.
We do use other computer tools. Research with AI is great because I'm going to be able to scrape more information than I could do on my own. Yes, I could do all the research that I'm currently doing for things by myself by going down to a library, checking out all the books.
Yeah.
Or I can ask my large language model generator to pull the concepts, and then all I have to do is check their references to make sure they're all legit and they're not hallucinations.
Yeah. So here's one of the issues that I've had with that as well.
Yeah.
I don't mind using a search engine, and I recognize some of the issues that has developed with Google because Google is less a search engine and more an advertisement, trying to put advertisements in front of you.
Oh, it drives me insane that the first 5 entries are for products and not answering my question at all.
Right. And I see relying on AI to be a search engine is worse because if I'm doing research, right? There's two things that are happening. One, I'm looking for proper information.
Right.
But the inverse of that is I'm checking information and I'm recognizing that, okay, this is inaccurate. This is inaccurate. This is inaccurate. But if I find out something that looks like it could have been inaccurate, but I have to use it anyway, I'm not going to immediately skip over that. The actual process of research for me is far more important than just, well, generative AI, what do you think is the proper thing?
Yeah,
it's going to avoid all the things that it may think that are important. I don't get to make that decision anymore.
Well, when I use AI for research, I don't ask one question and call it good.
Right.
I ask several follow-up questions. And AI is actually, and I almost hate using this word, but AI has actually gotten to the point where it's asking, is this a topic you want to follow up? Do you want to know more about this part of your question? And so it's prompting me to go to more prompts. But remember when Wikipedia first came out?
Oh, yeah.
And every teacher told you, don't use Wikipedia. Well, every teacher was wrong. Wikipedia was a wonderful place to start.
Right.
So you get Wikipedia, and then you skip all the garbage that was written in there and go down to the references.
Yeah. Then you go to the references.
And that's how. So with my use of AI for research or for writing a module or whatever, I'll read the answer. But I'm also going to go straight to those references to verify that. And AI, for me, large language models are a starting point, just like Wikipedia is.
Yeah.
I do not want to... the ideal is not to use that as the finished product. The ideal is to give me direction, give me lumps of resources that are relevant to what I need, and there I start my research.
Yeah. For me, that is not something that I will ever want for a couple of reasons. One, I do feel like the use of that, not necessarily with individuals, but on a larger scale, I believe it's reducing critical thinking skills. Two.
Okay. Is it reducing your critical thinking skills or reducing the critical thinking of the population?
The population.
Okay.
Yeah. I do believe it is it is negatively affecting the critical thinking skills of the population. It's not the only thing. Trust me, I believe there's a bunch of different things I can point to that I feel are affecting the critical thinking skills of the population.
You do aware that every single advance of technology, from the written word on up, has been accused of reducing the intelligence of the new generation that relies on words.
I recognize that. I'm talking about a specific tool set called critical thinking, and yeah, I understand that we will be adapting critical thinking to different areas, but I'm wary of just the reduction of general critical thinking.
Which is one of the things I like to use role-playing games, is to teach critical thinking.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But I also feel, as a creative person, that... how should I put it? Avoiding learning to generate those ideas uses a portion of the brain that is very, very useful, and offloading that to a computer, I feel... It's a gut feeling that I have, so nothing concrete, but I feel like it's going to negatively affect our ability for humans to generate new ideas if we're just offloading it on, digital memory.
Well, it's not like you're going into your AI, Google or Grok or any of these other ones, and saying, "Give me ideas." You're supposed to be going in with an idea and using it as a tool to get resources for those ideas. For example, we were looking at what are the things that I need to consider when it comes to collecting retirement as a married couple.
Yeah.
And it tells me all of these different topics that I need to think about. Now, that's not a creative process.
Oh, yeah.
That is me finding out what the facts are. Now, I'm not using AI I need a module.
Yeah.
Write me a story. That's not creative. Now, I can go to it. I want to write something about Jamaican culture and make a story around that. Tell me about Jamaican culture. First of all, define what culture is.
Right.
Then break it down and all that other stuff. So, using it as a research tool is separate than using it as a creative tool.
Right.
I am not going to ask AI to explain law to me in a creative manner. There is no creativity in law.
Yeah, but you're using it, and I'm actually happy that you brought up Jamaican culture because I am Jamaican. But see, I would be suspicious of using a generative AI to research Jamaican culture as well, because generally the way that we have programmed certain things, it is from a certain mindset.
Yeah, it's from a European mindset. It's history written by the victors and all that good stuff.
Exactly. So if specifically you, who cares about the authenticity of certain cultures when you're trying to represent them, I would rather you go to someone who actually lived in that culture, or knowing that, okay, I have to find this person as opposed to going to a generative AI.
Well, what I could do is I go to the generative AI and I specifically ask the question, what are good resources to learn about Jamaican culture written by Jamaicans?
Okay.
So I'm not looking for Christopher Columbus' idea of what Jamaica is. I'm looking for a Jamaican author.
Yeah.
And I think that is fair game.
And I think it's not. Because what it's going to do is it's going to give you the most popular Jamaican culture stuff as opposed to, well, if you talk to a real Jamaican, like, did you know about the Maroons today?
No, I didn't know about the Maroons today.
It generally,
I knew about it today, but not yesterday.
Yeah. We were talking about this earlier. There are, for example, there's a group of people in Jamaica called, like, the National Heroes.
Mm-hmm.
They're kind of like the Mount Rushmore of Jamaica, but, there isn't a mountain with their faces on it.
There isn't a mountain.
Oh, there's a mountain.
Okay.
It's called Blue Mountain.
Blue Mountain?
Yeah, there's an actual mountain in Jamaica.
And how tall is it?
I don't know, but it is considered a mountain.
Considered a mountain. They have a considered a mountain in Scotland, too. They built it.
No, this actually is a mountain. I lived in Florida. Florida doesn't even have hills.
Right.
Jamaica actually has mountains.
Okay.
Yeah, it does. Would generative AI have told you that? By the way, Blue Mountain is where they specifically grow coffee in Jamaica.
Right.
Yeah. Would generative AI have told you about the national heroes and the importance of the Maroons in Jamaican culture?
If I asked the question correctly.
If you didn't even know to ask a question, you wouldn't have known.
Well, if I asked who are the heroes of Jamaica, I would hope that I'd come up with the Maroons.
And I don't think it would have.
Want to find out?
Let's find out.
Okay, I will open...
Let's find out. Live experiment.
Live experience. We have time for this?
We can go over a little bit.
Okay. Okay, I don't want to use that version. All right. Go into AI mode.
Mm-hmm.
Who are the heroes of Jamaica? And watch, it'll say, what's Jamaica? You spelled this word entirely wrong.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, it did. So, click. I fixed the spelling, because Grammarly...
2, 3,
now,
5,
I just hit enter now.
7. Uh-huh.
If you're timing something.
No. I'm counting how many are considered national heroes. Because I have it right here.
All right. So, I'm going to read my list.
Uh-huh.
As of 2025, Jamaica recognizes 7 national heroes.
Okay, that's the correct number.
These individuals are honored with the title The Right Excellence for their significant roles in the country's history, ranging from anti-slavery revolts to the movement for national independence. Starts with Nanny of the Maroons,
Mm-hmm.
Samuel Sharp,
Uh-huh.
Paul Bogie.
Oh, wait. Yeah?
Or is that Bogle?
Bogle.
George William Gordon.
Uh-huh.
Marcus Garvey. Norman Manley. Sir Alexander...
Where is Norman Manley? Yeah, there's Norman Manley.
Okay. Sir Alexander Bustamante.
Yeah.
By the way, I'm not reading all of this because it's telling you who they are beyond just the names.
Okay.
Key facts. National Heroes Day, observed annually on the third Monday of October to celebrate these figures.
Mm-hmm.
National Heroes Park, located in Kingston. This serves as a memorial site where several of these heroes are buried or honored with monuments. Currency portraits. These heroes are featured on Jamaican banknotes and coins, such as Nanny on the $500 note and Garvey on the $20 coin. How'd you do?
Okay. I also do believe that because you knew to specifically use the word heroes, that may have coaxed it towards it.
Well, like I said, you got to ask the right question.
Yeah, you do have to. Sometimes knowing how to find the right questions is important, and I don't believe generative AI will necessarily teach you how to ask the correct questions.
And I don't expect it to.
Right. For me,
that's the creative part.
For me, that's also the critical thinking part.
Yeah.
Knowing how certain questions will affect certain answers.
But now you're saying they won't prompt you to ask the right questions, right?
I believe so.
Okay, so here's 3 prompts that it suggests.
Okay.
What contributions led to each Jamaican national hero's recognition? Tell me more about George William Gordon and Paul Bogle's roles in the Morant Bay Rebellion.
Mm-hmm.
And the last one is I'd like to know more about the Maroons.
Okay. That is what I would call going further down the rabbit hole, not identifying the first rabbit hole.
No.
Yeah.
The question was the first rabbit hole.
Yeah.
What was actually
These prompts,
finding the rabbit hole
Yeah.
was the first question. And these prompts are
Going
trying
further
to
down.
push you deeper
Mhm.
into your understanding and knowledge.
Yeah.
But as you saw, that was a useful and legitimate use
Mhm.
of AI for research purposes.
Yeah.
I'm not asking it, tell me a story about how Anansi
Anansi? Uh-huh.
tell me how Anansi saved Jamaica.
Right. Now, if I wasn't here to verify the information, would you have been able to trust it?
No, I don't trust it at all.
Okay.
But after each statement, there is, I have a list here
Mhm.
of 12 different references
Mm-hmm.
and where they each come. So I can now, because like you said, I don't trust this.
Yeah.
It may have hallucinations.
Yes.
I can now go to the references, and guess what the first reference is?
Which one?
Wikipedia.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's scraping the internet.
I know it's scraping the internet. See,
What I really wanted to do is scrape deeper. I wanted to scrape the stuff that's behind paywalls.
see, you want to know what it would have impressed me?
What?
If instead of Wikipedia, it was pulling from, and I'm just going to read the website here, jis.gov.jm.
Okay, let's see what I have here. I have Wikipedia.
Uh-huh.
I have a Facebook page
Uh-huh.
for O'Neill Brown. Another Wikipedia. Jamaican Global Online.
Mm-hmm.
Facebook. National Highest Honor, the Order of the National Hero. From acij-ioj.org.jm.
Okay, jam is probably something based out of Jamaica.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
JM is Jamaica.
Yeah.
Jamaica's National Heroes, Jamaican Information Service, Jamaican Information Services.
Yeah, that's JIS.
The JCG Toronto.ca, which I think is Canada.
Yeah.
Samuel Sharp, that was from this. YouTube Jamaica.
Mm-hmm.
Consult Jamaica. And it's really spelled funny. It's KONZULAT. And Jamaica
That is weird. Yeah.
JAMAJKE.
JKE. That sounds weird.
I'm pretty sure that's supposed to be Jamaica or Jamaica, but it's...
That doesn't even sound like it's being spelled properly in Patois, which is a slang, but it's... Patois weird. Patois weird.
Okay, this is, by the way,
Mhm.
Consult Jamaica, Consulate of Jamaica.
Consulate.
Consulate of Jamaica. So I don't know what language Consult Jamaica is.
Which consulate is that?
Oh God, this is the Serbian one.
Jamaica has a consulate in Serbia.
Yeah.
Interesting.
In Belgrade, Serbia.
Belgrade.
Okay,
The
resources are legit. That I can see.
Some of them, yes. I'm not too certain about. I'm not sure how comfortable I am with information coming out of the consulate in Belgrade.
But it's the Jamaican consulate, so
See,
I would say the Jamaicans are supposed to be the ones who are writing it.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I would actually trust the one out of Toronto more.
Okay.
Yeah, because there is a huge Jamaican population in Toronto. I have no idea what the population is of Jamaicans in Serbia.
Whoever fits in their consulate. That's it.
As opposed to, there's a joke from Jamaica.
Yeah.
Okay? And I'm going to ask you this. You know what the number one export of Jamaica is?
Jamaicans?
Yes. And I'm one of them. Okay, so that was our just chatting. We're going to go into our main topic today, which is...
It is the neuroscience of learning.
Yes.
How we learn things and why that applies to role-playing games.
Oh, so me inadvertently bringing up critical thinking is going to be touching upon that again.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, but critical thinking should be there everywhere. Oh my God, the hat's gone back and it looks like I am bald under the hat. I am not bald. I have a full head of hair.
Prove it. There we go. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, is my forehead abnormally large? I don't know.
Anyway, we will attend to wardrobe malfunctions after these messages. We'll be right back. Flip back. Welcome back to the RPG Talk Show. My name is Daniel Livey, and this is
John Welker, Vice President of RPG Research. I don't want to get into this much often, but we do need your feedback, your engagement, and your donations.
Yes.
Go to rpgresearch.com/donations to help support this talk show and all of the other programs that RPG Research needs to get back into.
Yes. Now, our main topic today is learning.
Learning.
Yes.
Not just learning, but how we learn, which is fits under the category of the neuroscience of learning.
Yeah.
How does your brain work, and how does it remember things and actually take concepts and make them into knowledge?
Right. Now, before we go further, I want to address something. I've heard that, some people would say, I learn better by reading, or I learn better by doing.
Right.
Or I learn better by listening.
Those are learning styles, and there is debate on whether or not any of these are and I have seen, at least in my personal experience, that learning should be multi-style.
Okay.
Now, I have my preferences.
Yeah.
I actually learn pretty well from lectures. Not everybody does. I audio and visually intake information at a lecture, and I scribble notes and things like that. That even if I can't read the notes later, the very act of writing it out helped.
Yeah.
So
I have that issue as well.
Yeah.
Well,
Combining as many styles of learning actually helps your retention.
Yeah.
If I can see it, hear it, write it, say it, all those things are digging your grooves deeper.
Yeah.
And we have ways, and actually all that is called encoding.
Yeah.
How do I put that into those grooves? And do I look like I'm trying to scratch my head?
Well, there is a lot of science behind what is it? The brain's surface area and how much it can process.
Right.
So
we're still better than a supercomputer, by the way.
Yes, we are. I believe we still have a couple of terabytes or petabytes. Petabytes of processing. But I wasn't going to compare us against a supercomputer. I was going to compare us against another brain, which in Australia is considered an insult. Koalas. Koalas' brains are smooth.
Completely smooth?
Pretty much.
Are you trying to say that koalas don't have memory?
Well, koalas aren't exactly the sharpest butter knife in the spoon drawer.
Are you saying they're dumber than goldfish?
Yes.
Ah!
It has been proven that some koalas will not eat eucalyptus, which is the only thing that they're willing to eat, unless it's specifically from the tree that they were born on.
Oh. This is bad as turkeys drowning by looking up at rain.
Turkeys may have more processing power than koalas. So,
All right.
Those grooves, what it does is it allows for more surface area of the brain, and that surface area allows for more processing.
Right.
So not the size of the brain, but the more surface area. So which means if you spread out a brain and got rid of all the lumps and whatnot, the more grooves it has, the larger the surface area is going to be, and all those chemical reactions happening on the surface area of the brain, that's where the processing is happening. Yeah. So you want more grooves. You want more wrinkles.
Well, groovy, man. All right.
So, how do we learn?
Well, before I say how we learn, I want to point you to a website.
Okay.
www.rpgresearch.com/blog/neuroscience-of-learning-RPG-excerpts. This is the Neuroscience of Learning and RPGs that is at our website, so that all of you guys can get more references if you want.
Yeah.
Now, you don't have to memorize what I just said. That's what the doobly-doo is for.
Yes.
But let's talk about learning.
Yeah.
First of all, there is only get my brain back where it belongs.
Sounds like you're having a chunking issue.
Well, I clicked away from the answer that I wanted to give you, and because I did that, I make stupid sounds.
Yeah.
All right.
I do want to talk about how when it comes to learning, what we're talking about is something going from short-term memory into long-term memory.
Right.
Yeah.
So, like I said, I had that answer right here in front of my brain, and then I lost my brain in San Francisco.
That's a long drive.
Yeah. We're talking about what is the neuroscience principles.
Yeah. How do we learn?
Yeah. So we learn by receiving information,
Yeah.
encoding it into our brains, and which is no good unless you can recall that information.
Yeah. So pulling it from long-term memory as opposed to it just sitting in short-term memory.
Right.
Yeah.
Short-term memory tells me what I had for breakfast. Long-term memory tells me what I got for Christmas last year.
Yeah.
It's literally what it says on the label. How long was the time? Some people have problems with short-term memory, and they can't remember why they were doing that. I walked through the doorway, and now I have no idea why.
Yeah, there's an issue with that where, how should I put it? I feel like there's an issue where some people, as they go through certain thresholds, that it just switches, and I'm not exactly sure what's involved with that.
Well, the theory is that it's because of the transition of environment.
Okay, that makes sense.
So you step in a new environment, and your brain transitions from one location to another, and you may have forgotten what was in the previous one. I walk into my room on a regular basis, turn on the lights, and then... why am I here?
Yeah.
I don't remember. It must not have been very important. Leave, turn off the light, get into the other room, and go, oh, that's why I was in that room.
Yeah. By the way, this is one of the reasons why if you ever lose something, retracing your steps is a good way to remember what happened with it.
Yes.
Yeah. So, that's the short term. And by the way, one of the issues why we have one of the things that we have an issue with when it comes to short-term memory is, for example, with testing, so many kids these days in school and
these days, trust me,
it's longer than just these days. Yeah, these days, my days, yours days, everywhere where rote memorization in school was required. So I'm guessing since the Industrial Revolution, we would be able to, for the tests, cram information
and then dump it,
regurgitate it. But after that, nothing's being remembered.
Right.
We want to actually get this information into long-term memory.
Yeah, and in long-term memory, this is where you remember your friend's name from high school.
Yeah.
And you are actually out of high school.
Mhm.
Or you remember not what the what year the War of 1812 was, but why it was
Wasn't it
important.
1812?
Are you sure?
I'm not certain.
What color was Grant's white horse?
Think off gray.
I think it was eggshell.
Eggshell? You sure it wasn't brown because it was muddy?
So,
Yeah.
jokes aside,
Mm-hmm.
Getting something into long-term, and to me, the steps are: you receive the information.
Yep.
You encode the information.
Mm-hmm.
You're able to return it, but the real learning comes where I can apply it.
Yeah.
Outside of the thing. So, the Army method of learning,
Mm-hmm.
which I really strongly believe in, and not just
Mhm.
because I was indoctrinated by the Army.
As someone who wasn't in the Army, this is one of the things that I have my issues with the military, but one of the things that I will give the military respect for is they have learned how to teach people quickly because they've had to teach people quickly.
And not only do they found a way to teach people quickly, they found the way to make people utilize that learning.
Mm-hmm.
You take two thoughts and combine them to come up with a third thought.
Yeah.
So your creative thinking is there,
Mm-hmm.
and your critical thinking is there. But their method is see one.
Yep.
Do one.
Yep.
Teach one.
Yeah.
It's only 3 steps,
Mm-hmm.
but until you get to that teach one stage, you don't have a true understanding.
Yeah.
I see you do it.
Mm-hmm.
I get the lecture.
I do it.
When I do it, I'm physically taking over the task.
Mm-hmm.
I'm applying my learning I received. But the moment that I actually understand it is when I reach the teach one.
Yes.
When I have to explain these concepts to someone else.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why we use that 3-stage method.
Yeah. By the way, I think you'd be proud to know, once you originally introduced me to that idea,
Yeah.
I've actually used it.
Good.
So when I used to work at the last retail store that I worked at, one of the things that oftentimes we would need to teach is, especially on new hires, we had a propane tank out on the property that we would have to refill propane tanks.
Mm-hmm.
And because this is highly explosive, highly dangerous, if you do something wrong, you can create a crater the size of a city block. Easily.
Yeah. Now, I did the propane stuff.
Yeah.
And when I was taught, we only went through the 2 stages,
Mm-hmm.
which means I wasn't very good at propane.
Right. So, I'm not trying to toot my own horn here, but I have a history of being able to teach people fairly well.
Mm-hmm.
And once I started utilizing what you taught me, I was able to teach them a lot better. So when I went to teach someone how to do propane, I'd go through the 3 steps. 1, while I'm walking them up to the propane, especially if they've not done it before, I'm talking through the process of how do I do propane.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's the here one. The next time,
Or C1, here one, C1, etc.
Yeah. The next time, I'm having them do it. I'm still shadowing them. I'm having them do it.
Okay. Now,
The third time,
yeah,
I'm shadowing them again. I'm having them explain to me how they're doing it.
right.
Yeah,
And why?
as if they're teaching me.
And I agree that is almost perfect.
Yeah.
I
didn't claim it was perfect, but it starts tapping into all of that.
Right. So when we did it,
Mhm.
we watched video.
Yeah.
Took a quiz on the video and all
Mhm.
that stuff. And then that's kind of the C1, but the real C1
Mhm.
is watching my instructor do it.
Yeah.
And that was also skipped.
Mm-hmm.
So I wasn't good at that task. So we had the kind of a C1,
Mm-hmm.
but not a real life C1.
Yeah.
And you doing the fill-up in front of them,
Mhm.
walking them through the steps, that's the real C1.
Yeah.
Then the do one is them filling it themselves.
Mhm.
And the teaching process of them, the next one, explaining exactly what they were doing to you like you didn't know anything.
Oh.
Or better yet, having the next student coming up who will ask questions from the ignorance point of view will really cement that for them.
Yeah. Now, mind you, when I'm teaching them, this isn't, oh, we're just going to mock do this. Every single time, because in retail, you don't have time to do mock tests.
No.
Yeah.
You're going to be filling the first one you do.
Mhm.
You're filling the customer's tank. The next time you have an opportunity to fill the customer's tank, that person does it.
Yeah.
And the third time, the third customer, you hopefully have somebody else to bring along to learn the process while you're supervising, because this is so dangerous that you need to be but at the point that they can teach it to somebody else, that's the point that I will trust that person to do it on their own.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we didn't have that liberty, which is one of the reasons why on the third time, I'm acting like I don't know. Teach me how to do this.
Right.
So, kind of like 2.5 of the of the steps.
And it's nothing's perfect.
Yeah.
Not even the army method, but
No.
it is one of the best methods to teach people at all.
Yeah.
So there are neuroscience principles for maximizing learning that role-playing games excel at.
Right. And I was about to ask, like, we're talking about the neuroscience of learning. What does this have to do with role-playing games? Well, turns out role-playing games are really, really good at teaching people things.
Yeah, educating you. And remember, even if you're learning nothing else, which is almost impossible, but if you learn nothing else, you learn how to play the game.
Yeah.
And that is incorporating the neuroscience principles.
But I have actually a better example.
What's that?
Okay. And this is something that you, the viewers, can do at home. Think about one of the most memorable games you've had. Remember the events that happened. Okay, a lot of those times, those events are inscribed in your brain pretty well, and a lot of times it's events that multiple people who were there for it can recall fairly accurately.
Right, and that is called narrative.
Yeah.
It's learning through the story. There's a reason fairy tales existed and parables existed. Telling the story taught the concepts.
Yeah.
The purpose of fairy tales was not just to entertain the kids. It was to teach them things like don't invite strangers into your house. Or don't eat the red berries, they're poisonous, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. I wish we had the time to get into like Grimm's fairy tales, and like it's not for kids. Grimm's fairy tales is supposed to be teaching, and a lot of times it's supposed to be teaching adolescents.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even though they were very today would be definitely rated R or well NC-17 depending on which story you're going. I mean, Tam Lin, if you did it correctly and showing all the details, would be NC-17.
Yeah. Well, a lot of the Grimm's fairy tales are that, but let's not beat around the bush here. Being adolescent and dealing with all those new emotions and hormones and whatnot, a lot of that stuff isn't safe for work. I know when I was growing up and I hit puberty, I wasn't thinking, oh, is this safe for work? No. I was
what's work?
Yeah. My mind was, like, oh, look at these horrible, thinking about sex, thinking about violence. You need proper guidance to do that. Which means you can't avoid some fairly ugly topics.
One of the most mature games that we had in role-playing games is Bubble Gum Shoe.
Yeah.
And while the topics were very mature for the audience,
Mm-hmm.
they're actually what the audience is going through.
Yeah.
So these people are dealing with mature
Mm-hmm.
because that's what life is.
Yeah. In fact, I would say that some of the best coming of age stories that we have are, especially for young kids, they're dealing with adult topics because that's what kids are dealing with. They're dealing with adult topics. So, for example, the Sandlot Gang, one of the best ones, you have underage drinking. You have them dealing with sex because, you had the kid who was trying to, make out with the lifeguard.
Yeah.
You had the entire group of them got drunk and was, doing chewing tobacco on the rides. And as an adult, well, kids shouldn't be doing that. No, kids shouldn't be doing that, but kids are doing that.
Right.
That's the difference between an adult thinking what's good for kids and what are kids actually dealing with.
Yeah.
And that's one of the issues I've had with a lot of modern day, like, adults trying to do things for kids. No, don't think about what you would want. Think about what are kids actually dealing with.
Right.
Yeah.
Romeo and Juliet were 13.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And when you look into the context of the story, that's pretty dark stuff for a 13-year-old to have to deal with.
Yeah. Teenagers under the age of 18 are thinking about sex. And a lot of them are engaging in sex.
And violence.
Yeah.
But let's get back to encoding.
Yeah.
I mean, your points are very valid.
Yeah.
But so the next one is memory, encoding, and cues.
Yes.
Now, cues can be anything from I see something that reminds me of that, or even more powerful, I smell something and it reminds me of that. That's one of the reasons I don't have a good memory, because I don't have a sense of smell.
In fact, one of the things, speaking of that, one of the tricks that I'd come across when it comes to trying to test take well is, let's say you've got a lecture, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Every time you're in this lecture, chew a specific flavor of gum. Always, for example, let's say we're using watermelon. Okay?
Yeah.
For Psychology 101, that's watermelon. I'm always chewing watermelon.
Right.
Okay? Now it's time for test. Chew the watermelon gum. Helps you with the cueing of those memories specifically for that class.
Right.
Yeah.
Also, as we were talking earlier about the different ways that it's presented, all of those are ways of memory encoding. Writing it, saying it out loud, seeing it, and everything you can do, if it's a tactile task, actually get in there and do it. And I don't care if you think you're more of an audio reader or a tactile learner. If you're doing all of the above, you're going to hit all the cues that you can get. Elaboration and distinctiveness.
Okay, what is that?
Well, the more details you go into something, the more elaboration. There was a door. Is a huge difference between there was a red oak door with a brass handle and a knocker in the shape of a lion.
Yeah. The more details you can add to it, the more elaborate it's going to be.
Yeah, and that's going to cue your memory better when you think of the door. You're going to be able to visualize that better. Now, there are people that have problems with visualization.
Yeah,
that's where pictures. That's where pictures come in. Distinctiveness. Are you going to remember that you were attacked by 3 orcs? Or are you going to better remember that 3 orcs that were wearing green sashes and the leader was wearing a party hat?
Yeah, it's kind of like, which we were attacked by orcs. Which one?
Right.
Yeah.
Who's attacking me now? One of the ways that I do it is you tell me. What do you notice about that orc that's in front of you? His big scar. Okay, we write down Scar.
Mm-hmm.
That's that distinguishes. I also do a thing where I have the players, because I use miniatures, and that makes the distinctiveness easier.
Yeah.
But I have the players name the miniatures.
Mm-hmm.
Now, admittedly, they come up with simple names sometimes, like Blue,
Mm-hmm.
Eileen, because she's leaning over.
Yeah.
Saber, or some other thing. So their names. Sometimes he'll come up and say George, but everybody now knows which miniature is George,
Mm-hmm.
or Michael Jackson, or other names.
There's one one instance of a more distinctiveness, because the more distinct you can make it, as opposed to this is the random adjective that we're adding to it, actually happened with the gargoyles.
Right.
There was, and this is something I wish would happen more, where you're taking different encounters, and it's like, okay, this is an encounter, we're going through combat and whatnot, but certain distinctiveness starts happening. So when it comes to the gargoyles, remember, there was one gargoyle where there were 2 different fights that we had.
Right.
And we just like, this gargoyle is showing up for the second one, and he survived the first one, he's just not having a good day. Because he kept on just landing in the suck. So he
escaped your first combat, had to come back for round 2, and not happy about it.
I remember that gargoyle. Because, he may have been gargoyle number 3. Gargoyle number 3 had a bad day.
So we also have mid-level and deep processing. And this is definitely a more advanced concept of how far back your memory is stored.
So, this is actually one that has kind of always thrown me off, because I understand processing, but what's the difference between what's deep processing and mid-level processing?
Okay. Well, let's start with low-level processing.
Okay.
Low-level processing is, I've seen it, but I don't pay attention.
Okay.
Or it may be an emergency situation where my flash memory, all I'm doing is dealing with the situation, but now I have a gap in my memory of what happened there.
Okay. What is flash memory? You just use flash memory. What's that?
Flash memory is what is happening in that moment.
Okay, so it is even more short than short-term memory. Yeah. Okay.
It is very much, that memory is only useful for the exact moment you're in.
It's in that goldfish memory zone.
Yeah.
Okay.
And after the event is likely to be hard to retrieve unless there's outside things to help you, such as video, another eyewitness.
By the way, this is one of the reasons why eyewitness testimony is so flawed.
It is incredibly flawed because you can have 3 witnesses and 5 stories.
Yeah. All because after that flash memory, a lot of times a lot of that detail is wiped. Yeah.
Because you no longer need it. So the deeper the level of processing goes, from the mid-level, which is your cram and dump.
Okay.
There's a different word for it, but
regurgitation.
Yeah. You get it, you regurgitate it, and you dump the memory because you no longer need it. To your deeper level of processing, where it's actually stored in your memory palace, and you can retain it, and more importantly, utilize it to make new decisions and conclusions.
Okay.
So that's the different levels of the processing of it. Now we have differential versus mass learning, which only BECME and Call of Cthulhu 7th Edition starters actually do well for role-playing games.
In terms of teaching role-playing games.
Right.
Yeah. All role-playing games can really excel at this, but in terms of teaching how to do the role-playing game, it's really only BECME and Call of Cthulhu 7th Edition that we've seen utilize these concepts.
Right. Now, to be fair, Pathfinder has tried.
We've seen a couple of attempts.
Yeah.
But really, it's going to come down
ones
to...
that really did it well. Now, Beckme does it really well for both the Dungeon Master and the players.
Mm-hmm.
Call of Cthulhu does it very well for the player, but
Mhm.
not the Dungeon Master.
Yeah, and we've noticed that there's a stark difference between learning how to be a player and learning how to be a game master, which is one of the reasons why we keep on going back to, like, Beckme has been really, really good at it because it actually took the time to teach you how to become a game master as opposed to this is how you be a player.
Okay, so do you understand the difference between differential and mass learning?
Let's go into that.
Okay, so mass learning is cramming.
Yeah.
I have to read the entire book,
Mm-hmm.
and I've got all this information, and it's too much at one time.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to read the entire player's handbook to be the player.
Yeah.
And then I have to read the entire Dungeon Master guide and the monster manual to become the Dungeon Master.
Mm-hmm.
Why differential learning is I'm going to introduce each concept, each rule as we play.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I don't have to do a lot of forereading. In Call of Cthulhu and Beckme, that is accomplished with solo learning modules.
Yeah.
Where they, it's not exactly a choose your own adventure, but it's very similar to that concept.
Yeah.
Without the copyright infringements and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But you are learning
Mm-hmm.
step by step as you need it.
Yeah.
Call of Cthulhu does a wonderful job. You start with the adventure and you learn, you actually create your character as you're playing, and then you utilize that in the rest of the story. Beckme, you do a little bit of that character creation as you're learning,
Mm-hmm.
and you're learning all your concepts one step at a time,
Mm-hmm.
without having to learn paragraph stuff. Now, the Pathfinders tried it a little bit, but
Yeah, they still had a trunking issue.
Yeah, they say, okay, we got a new rule. Read this huge paragraph
Mm-hmm.
so you can incorporate this rule.
Yeah.
And it's harder that way. So you're talking about chunking.
Yeah, well, before I get into chunking, I wanted to point out, one of the things that you haven't really said it yet, but you're kind of circling it. One of the major things that we talk about when we talk about 7th edition Call of Cthulhu and Beckme, where we're not necessarily just drip feeding the information, but more importantly, they're having you use the information,
Right.
as opposed to just memorize this.
Well, as they're doing it in this differential, step-by-step learning method, you are doing it through narrative.
Yeah.
And it's giving you the memory encoding and cues with elaboration and distinctiveness in the story to help sync that different. Now, one of the things we're talking about, mass learning, one of the worst parts about mass learning is that it exceeds the chunking limitations of the average person.
Yeah.
The average person can learn several things, like Federal Bureau of Information.
Oh, yeah.
Investigation.
The reason why we call it chunking is it's like basically encapsulations of information.
Right.
Yeah. So if we did, I think was it like 5 to 7 chunks of information?
Well, it's 5 plus or 2 or 7 plus or minus 2. So the average person can learn between 3 to 7 pieces of information at a time.
Now, the reason why we're putting it that way is, and I'll use an example here, and we'll just use letters.
Yeah.
Okay? If I said, remember these letters, okay? E, Q, T, R, and F. Okay?
Okay. And those are all in random order.
Random order.
There is nothing for me to latch onto but rote learning of those things. And that's five different chunks, even though they're one letter.
Right. Now, I'm going to do 5 different chunks of information. I'm going to use more letters now.
Okay.
FBI, AT&T, CIA, ATF, and MI6.
Okay. Now, because those things have a distinction where now FBI has a meaning other than just the letter F being part of my things, that actually gives me more information in a smaller chunk.
Yeah.
Now, some people can do bigger numbers of chunks.
Yeah.
They can do between 5 and 9 chunks. But the average person is really 3 to 5.
Yeah.
3 to 7. So 6 is a good number.
Yeah.
It fits both categories of, 5 to 7 is looking at your really higher end of your limits. And by giving the differential learning, where I'm only trying to deal with this small group of information, as opposed to having to learn the entire rule set in one setting, and then I have to teach my players. The only other way to do mass learning, besides reading the whole thing, is the mentor method.
And that has its own issues.
Right. Well, the mentor method is you take somebody who already knows how to do all this, and however he learned it. The main issue is that now I have to go to the mentor to learn it.
Right.
As opposed to learning it on my own.
Yeah, there's over-reliance on the mentor.
Yeah.
There's also,
finding a mentor.
Finding a mentor. How fallible the mentor is not infallible.
Right.
Like I may claim I'm a good teacher. You may not know that. I may have, and I do have, certain flaws that may make my teaching experience of, students flawed. So I may teach something wrong, and well, if you keep on coming back to me,
you're just going to have that wrong.
I'm going to perpetuate that problem.
Right.
Yeah.
Also, you mentioned, one of the reasons the chunking of CI, FBI, etc. works for you is because it builds on prior knowledge.
Yes, it does.
You already know what FBI means, and we're going to be talking about teaching you something, building on the knowledge of things. So, an example would be to provide examples that are relevant. When you say the pressure of the gas launches the rocket up with back pressure, it's kind of like filling up a balloon and releasing it. As the pressure of the gas in the balloon escapes, it propels it along. Now I'm using prior knowledge and distinction to give you an example of how the pressure of the gas in a rocket ship works.
And then we can also connect that to in this example, and that's an example of Newton's Newton's law, where each action
as an equal and opposite reaction.
So as you're going this way, it's going back that way, the same force.
Yeah.
Yeah. To go that way, you need an opposite force of the same, or more equal, actually of equal force.
Yeah. So you're now teaching Newton's law by building on the prior knowledge of an example of what fills that.
Yeah.
And we have now the self-referencing effect. You who got to pump that propane now references to yourself. When in a role-playing game, my character did this stuff, and now I can remember when my character did this.
Yes.
That's the self-referencing. And the testing effects is, of course, being tested on the information.
Yeah.
Now, I can test you on the information by literally having you a quiz. When we teach a course in at our RPG teaching
Mhm.
for our role playing courses or our game master courses.
We actually start off at the very beginning, having you take a test.
Right.
And it is the exact same test at the end.
Right. This helps set you a baseline of learning, of
Mhm.
knowledge. Then we go over the test and teaching you the lecture notes
Mhm.
and showing you the illustrations, doing all that stuff. Then we take the final test,
Mhm.
which you're already prepped for. In your mind,
Yeah.
you are paying attention to things you know that are going to come up and
Mhm.
are going to be important to come up. Then you take that test, you learn it, and that has an effect on your ability to do this.
Yeah.
It's also in the see one, do one, teach one.
Yes.
You are doing by taking that test again.
Mm-hmm. Now I know that because I've stated before that I have taught these classes before, and I go, we set it up in a specific way for this. I can tell you the process that I've used, and this is the process that I believe Hawk wants us to use.
Right.
Whenever it comes to any of the concepts that we're teaching in the class, we start off with a test. We straight tell people, we do not expect you to pass it. Don't worry about passing it.
If
Just
you
try
know
to answer.
nothing on this test, don't worry.
Don't worry. Yeah. We're not going to fail you based off of this test. Okay? So, we do that test initially, and that primes people. Then we go through the answers. And after we're done with the answers, we explain everything. And one of the important parts that I do whenever I'm explaining something is I have an open discussion, a back and forth between myself, who is supposed to know the information, and the students.
Right.
For me, that discussion part is incredibly important because now they're starting to self-reference. Now they're encoding in that discussion because now they're doing a back and forth and they're utilizing the information as opposed to listening to me talk and then reciting.
Right. Now, we're getting low on time here, but I do want to come into a conclusion on how this affects RPGs.
Mm-hmm.
This affects RPGs because role-playing games are excellent tools to help you. If you go to rpg.education, we could talk more about that on that site.
Mm-hmm.
But I am going to use all of those narrative memory encoding cues, elaboration and distinctiveness to accomplish all of these goals to teach you everything from math, science, history, language, social skills, whatever you need to be taught can be done through a role-playing game. Some things are harder than others.
Yeah. But we've actually found that role-playing games naturally hit every single one of these markers.
Right.
Like even the testing one, well, if you're having a multi-session campaign, anytime you come in for that second or third or iterative game session in this campaign, well, you're not starting from zero. You have to remember what happened last game.
Right.
That's the testing part.
Would you say that you have, from the beginning of my Saturday campaign to where it currently stands, which is about halfway through, has your knowledge of South American cultures increased, decreased, or stayed the same?
So, I am...
And I'm going to be very insulted if you say decreased.
It's not decreased. Okay, it is absolutely not decreased. I have been able to reutilize things that I have known.
Right.
And I'm happy for that, because one, it stops it from degrading. Did I learn anything new? I'm sorry, no. But to be fair...
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't go into that blind. I already knew quite a bit.
So you had an extensive knowledge, and so far what I have done is just reinforced your knowledge.
And allowed me to use it, which I thoroughly enjoy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think, though, for some of the others, they are actually learning things. Yeah. And I'm glad I've given you a platform to utilize that otherwise, because education without utilization is worthless.
Right.
If you can tell me the dates of all the wars...
Oh, I wouldn't be able to do that to begin with. I'm horrible with dates.
But I mean, anything. Just like, even if you're talking all the English wars, which is a huge number. But all the wars that happened in England, even making it that narrow, that knowledge is worthless unless you can apply it to something.
Mm-hmm. So, and a good example of this is, if I talked about, like, okay, I could list off a whole bunch of different wars that happened in England. But if I started going into the details of the War of the Roses, people who have been watching Game of Thrones may realize, oh, wait a minute, this is lining up fairly consistently with Game of Thrones. That's because George R. R. Martin referenced the War of Roses quite a bit in Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's actually a movie out there called The Roses, which is the War of Roses, but on a family scale.
Nice. Anyway, what's after this? We've got Traps and Riddles.
Traps and Riddles, which is obviously the last one for the year.
Yes. Let's see if I can win it.
It may be the last one for after the
restructuring. Yeah.
But we'll see.
Yeah.
If you, as the audience, really love this, or just want to see the end of the the modules, then you have to tell us.
Yeah.
Because we're going to assume that you don't like anything and that you hate us. I'm going to be standing in front of the Oscars. They like me. They really like me.
Okay, and after that, we've got some unboxing.
Yes.
Yeah. So, after these messages, we'll be right back. Welcome back to the RPG Talk Show. We're going into Traps and Riddles.
Traps and Riddles is our segment where we, I present a puzzle.
Yes.
And you try not to fail in public.
Or in private, or I try to not be a failure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry. Anyways, Challenge of Champions is the ones we've been using. They've been from Dungeon Magazine for quite a long time. We are now on Challenge of Champions 5, which is the second to the last. I mean, there's 6 is where this ends.
Okay.
So we're almost done through the series. Challenge of Champions, all of them were written by Jonathan M. Richards. And the artwork for Challenge of Champions 5 was by Andrew Howe and Arnold Zhang. Cartographer was Robert Lazzaretti. This came from Dungeon Magazine, March 2004, issue 108, volume 18, number 3, and this is actually the 3rd Challenge of Champions out of the 10 that we are doing with. Now, as I just said, each Challenge of Champions is a series of 10 scenarios designed to test the leadership, adaptability, and cohesion of the adventuring group. The scenarios are equally challenging for everyone, regardless of level. The rules are as follows. Team members must wear only regular clothing. Any weapons, armor, gear, or magic items need to be for the scenario will be provided. Spellcasters can have no spells memorized or prepared. All spells used in the contest are cast through rings of spell storing. At this allows all spells to be cast at the same level and negates any advantage higher level casters have over lower level ones. Familiars or magic companions are not allowed into the contents. Our new rule is a hint can be given for half points. The team has 15 minutes to accomplish each scenario, and any game rulings needed will be used in the Core 2024 Dungeons & Dragons rule list.
Did you want to breathe?
No, that would ruin the effect.
Okay, so I have 4 characters here. All of them are 4th level for the purposes of game rules. We have Michael Wild Dog Cerleon, who is a champion fighter. All of them are also single class. We have Joannie the Firehearted Nyzanthar, who's an evoker wizard. We have Geraldine Golden Dawn, the life cleric of Spokane, a Greyhawk god of sea, weather, and navigation. And last but not least, we've got Scotty Quickflash, a thief in a local guild. I'm still not certain. I feel like Scotty, although that is a male name, is probably female. Scotty Quickflash comes off as female to me.
Okay.
She's a tomboy. Okay. What am I dealing with today?
Well, scenario 3, which is not named 3 Cloaks.
3 Cloaks.
As you've seen, that every challenge so far has started with a number.
I've noticed.
Yes. So a guild wizard
Mhm.
by the name of Mercutio awaits you at the third scenario. This one takes place in an oddly shaped room. The floor is a 20-foot diameter circle, and the walls angle inward to the ceiling, which is also circular,
Mm-hmm.
but only 15 feet in diameter.
Yeah.
A trapdoor is set in the center of the ceiling. Painted on the floor is a spiderweb design that is covered with various letters and numbers.
Mm-hmm.
3 gray cloaks are scattered around the edges of the design. Your goal this time is to escape this room within the next 15 minutes through the trapdoor up there in the ceiling.
Mm-hmm.
The door pushes upwards, but getting up there may pose a problem. First of all, as you can see, the ceiling is 20 feet high.
Mm-hmm.
Now, one of these cloaks may hold the answer. One is a cloak of arachnidia. One is a cloak of resistance.
Mm-hmm.
And one is a cloak of poisonous. Naturally, it is up to you to determine which is which. Do take care, though, for the cloak of poisonous kills anyone who wears it. No exceptions.
Mm-hmm.
And pointed out that each of the cloaks have a 6-letter word embroidered onto its back. Perhaps you will find it useful to determining which is which. In any case, now you have all that you need. You may begin.
Okay. So I'm taking a look at the diagram here,
Mm-hmm.
and I notice in the center there is a spider web that has various numbers on the outside and letters on the inside. So I'm going to see if there is any decoding that can happen with that. So
You can draw directly on the paper.
I'm looking for a pencil.
Pencil?
I have one right here.
I thought I left you one.
So the first cloak, and in the top left, has HROTRI on it. So HROTRI. H is, that looks like an 8. R is a -3. O is 6. T is -1. R is, that looks like a -3. And I is a -5. There's one that is ENTOTU. The E is worth 13. The N is worth 9. The T is worth -1. The O is 6. And the U is -1. And the last one is THOZNE. T, we've also said, is -1. H is 8. O is 6. Z is 4. N is 9. And E is 13.
Now, I want to clarify something with you.
Uh-huh.
All right. It's hard to see, I guess, in the picture.
Yeah.
But the numbers you're dealing with are E plus 13.
Yeah.
See where the plus is on there?
Yeah.
H is plus 8.
Uh-huh.
I is plus 5. N is -9.
Oh, N is -9?
Yep. I know it's hard to see the negative signs. O is -6.
O is -6.
R is -3.
Okay, I got that.
T is -1.
Got that.
U is -1.
Yeah.
And Z is plus 4.
Okay. So, I'm going to try and just do standard arithmetic with these. 8 minus 3 is 5, plus 6 is 11, minus 1 is 10, minus 3 is 7 minus 5 is 2. 13 minus 9 is 4. Minus 1 is 3, minus 6 is negative 3. Minus 1 is negative 4. And u is negative 1, so negative 5. And the last one, negative 1 minus 8 is 7. Plus 6 is 13. Plus 4 is 17. Plus 9 is 26. Plus 3 is 29.
So what's that mean?
Well, they have various ratings in terms of numbers from a negative to barely a 0, and then one is 29. So the one that is with THOZNE, that is the highest positive number. I'm going to try and have Michael Wild Dog Surleon put that on.
Okay. He puts it on and realizes that he is wearing the cloak of the spider.
That's what I was looking for.
And the ability that he can use it for, or cloak of the arachnidae, he can cast web with it.
He can cast web. Okay. Okay. Can he climb through that web?
Yes.
Okay. Is web large enough to bridge the ceiling and the floor?
Yes.
Okay, so we're going to cast web to bridge the ceiling and the floor.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to climb up, open the door,
okay,
get out, take off the cloak, toss it down to the next person, and they're each going to put on that same cloak and just climb up.
Okay.
How much time do I have left?
9 minutes.
Okay. I really knew it was a matter of finding that. I'm curious now that did I succeed?
You succeeded.
What was the hint?
The hint?
Yes.
Okay, your brain is going to melt now.
Uh-huh.
The numbers shown how many times you shift a letter and in which direction. You did not solve the... You did not translate the letters at all.
I didn't.
Okay. So...
Broken clock is right twice a day.
Yeah. Herotry is poison.
Uh-huh.
Thozone is spider. And Intautu is resist.
Mm-hmm.
They actually labeled them, and if you did a cipher, which is what this was supposed to be, you would have gotten the correct answer. But you got lucky because you assumed that the highest value was the correct one.
I didn't assume. I was going to use that to determine, okay, which one This is the way I was thinking. One, if I ask for a hint, I'm losing 20 points.
Yes.
Okay? If I find out which one's poisonous, I'm only losing 10 points.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, if I find out which one is poisonous, then, it's then a 50-50 chance of which one's going to be useless and which one's going to be useful to me. I'm not losing points on the other ones.
Right.
Yeah. I wasn't going to waste my time with some cipher like that. I was going to see, okay, which one ranks up the most?
Okay. Well, it's 40 points.
It's still 40 points.
Yeah. That is the worst correct answer ever. But it's the correct answer.
I've told you, I'm not good with these word puzzles. And the one thing I found, the last thing I want to do is second guess myself. I'd rather go in with the incorrect one and solve from there than, okay, am I using the proper way to solve this thing?
Yeah, and okay, and just for your thing, the next one's a word puzzle. The next one's a like a math puzzle.
For me, math puzzles are just as bad as word puzzles because it's a matter of, if they don't tell me what I have to do to solve it, then finding out what tool to use to solve it is the problem.
Right.
And this is one of the issues that I have with, let's call them whiteboard puzzles.
Yeah.
In stories, if this was in a game, I guarantee you, more times than not, there's context of how it should be solved within the story.
Right.
Yeah. Whereas this is not giving me any context whatsoever.
Well, the context is the web.
No, that's not. That is another tool to solve it. It isn't. What are the possible infinite ways that I could attempt to solve this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the fact that you solved it in a way that had nothing to do with the puzzle. All right. Well, we have unboxing next.
Yes, we do. Okay.
And we got plenty of time to talk about unboxing.
Okay, so let's go through that. Give me just a moment here. You wanted me to do this bottom to top?
Yeah.
Okay, so...
Because I think we're going to spend more time talking about the top one.
Okay, let's get this out of the way.
But it actually doesn't matter as long as we spend the time.
Yes. So, I will reset the timer when it goes off, but we have, Wondrous One Shots.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Let's open this up. This has not been opened up.
Nope, hey. There's an object.
Yes.
You don't have to cut into the box. Just break the plastic.
Yeah, but one of the best ways is to slide it into one of the already set up grooves to make sure that I can puncture the plastic.
By the way, just by coincidence, I got Dungeon Crate today.
Oh.
So that will be unboxed next week.
So let's see what's inside here. We have, the cat paper.
Will it be next week? Or are we we're going to start with the main topic first. The just talking main topic first.
Next
and
week?
Unboxing maybe the week after.
We'll figure that out after the episode. So, we have some skinny minis. I can already tell that this is holiday themed. This is jam-packed. So, let's open this up. See what type of holiday...
What holiday is it? Is it Halloween?
It's not Halloween. It's not Halloween. It is more winter-based. But I'm seeing... a Santa Claus on there.
It's not.
This one is very, very Christian. So, we have...
Are you sure?
Yes. So, in addition to Santa Claus and Mrs. Claus, that's what I'm guessing that looks like, and the Nutcracker, which is, I guess, Russian.
Mm-hmm.
If that isn't Anslin, I don't know what is.
Well, it also looks like the lion from Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, where they had the Island of Broken Toys.
Oh, I'm not familiar with that one.
Or Forgotten Toys. Yeah, but yeah, that looks like Anslin.
Yeah. It also looks like, we actually have Jack Frost. It's named there. Actually, let's see here. We've got a Red-Nosed Reindeer, a Christmas Morning Child, a Cramplet, which are
Like a baby Krampus?
Yeah. And Krampus.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Do we have... Yeah, we have Mrs. Claus and Santa Claus. And we've got some elves. We've got an animated snowman. And an animated list. That's
What
the
is
first
the
one.
lion's name?
The lion is just Winged Lion.
Oh, so it's not claiming to be Ansel.
No, it's not. But when I see a lion
With a crown,
crown
and wings.
and wings, I'm thinking Anslin. So, I'm guessing the serial numbers are filed off of that one.
Watch the Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer story with Bumble the Giant.
Oh,
snowman,
jeez.
and you need to look for the lion.
So we have a festive white dragon. That is just white dragon. Some more cramplets. A chill snap. And some type of fire guy.
Mr. Heat
Hot
Miser.
snap. Hot snap. A cold gargoyle. And some snow elementals.
Those are cool.
And we have reindeer and sleigh. With some toys.
Are the reindeer have slots to put people in?
It looks like it's constructible.
Yeah, so that you can actually... sometimes they do mounts that way. They just put a slot in the back so you can...
It's on the back. Yeah.
And, in fact, the sled looks like it has that.
Yes, it does.
And is that another red-nosed reindeer?
No. There are no red-nosed reindeers on this one. There's only
I guess it must be pink.
Let's see here. There is...
Right by your thumb.
Right by my thumb?
The other
That's
thumb.
its tongue.
The other thumb. Oh, that's also a tongue.
Yeah.
Okay. They're okay, right?
Yeah.
Rudolph the red-tongued...
No, there is a red-nosed reindeer. He's on the first one.
Okay.
See?
Yep.
Red nose. Okay.
See, remember, stealing from everybody is genius.
I feel like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer is in public domain at this point.
Oh, definitely.
Yes. So,
can you believe it? We have television shows that are 100 years old.
yes, I believe it. Let's see here. The Clash Before Christmas by Dungeon in a Box. And I'm trying to find a way to open it. There we are.
Ding-a-ling, ding-a-ling, ding-a-ling-a-ling.
And I'm fairly certain that this is going to be a continuation of the propaganda against Krampus.
Now, I will tell you, because there's some mistaken people out there
Yeah.
who think that I'm a Christmas elf. No. He's an elf. I'm a gnome.
Mind you, I'm also a union elf, so
Yeah.
we have some wonderful maps, as always. Come on. So we have a neighborhood, and I see multiple chimneys.
Yeah, those look kind of modern, the housing, but they can be any time.
Yeah.
But what is the cords going between everything?
Those could be garlands. It looks like garlands.
Also looks
I
like
also see
power
Christmas
cords.
lights. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, Wondrous One Shots don't have to be set in a specific time period.
Right. And we have an overland map. Yeah. So let's see what we're getting into here. The Clash Before Christmas. Some beautiful art. Those reindeer definitely have some personality. Defend Santa's sleigh and save Christmas. On Christmas Eve, Santa himself calls upon your party to defend the holiday from Krampus's wicked schemes. Yeah, more propaganda against the Krampus. Take to the skies on reindeer back, fend off aerial assaults against the sleigh, deliver gifts to sleeping children, and face Krampus in a climactic showdown for the very future of Christmas. This Wondrous One Shot is intended to be played as a standalone adventure compatible with 5e and 2024 updates. Uses the Christmas Street and Winter Wonderland battle maps to run the adventure presented in this one-shot. And this is actually a fairly hefty one this time.
Yeah?
We've got the map. More of the map. It's going to get into some of the stats.
Of course, there's story going all through this.
Yes.
Cramplets, that's a new one.
Mm-hmm. I'm guessing it's the opposite of the Christmas elves.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. New character rules supplement.
Oh.
Ooh. Players and GMs looking to infuse more Christmas cheer into their adventure may use the following rule supplements. Choose from the pre-generated characters below, or create original characters using the new subclass and species option. Jude Jr. A misfit toy, Jude Jr. isn't interested in games. He learned to move quietly and squeeze into places others couldn't reach. His curiosity and sticky fingers sometimes got him into trouble, but he insists it's all in the spirit of adventure. This Christmas, he's determined to prove he can be a real hero, not just the misfit everyone thinks he is. Race.
The Isle of Misfit Toys.
Animated toy clockwork, yes.
Yeah. Is, so this is stealing a lot from Rudolph.
Uh-huh. Ginger Tough Cookie. Race, or species, confection. Bentley Skittle, a toy maker elf.
So wait a minute, these are new characters.
These are
where's the new rules? New species. Oh, so you can make your character to be one of these guys.
And we've got an animated toy. And all of these had, well, I mean, they're pre-generated. For example, this is animated toy. It's got Clerk 5th level, Life Domain, Background Acolyte, Alignment Lawful Neutral. It's wearing chainmail and a shield. It's got 44 hit points, speed 30. It's Dexterity 16, Strength 10, Wisdom 13, Intelligence 12, Charisma 14, and Constitution 14. I'm looking to see if there's any... I mean, it's built in, but it doesn't show you
how to create
it. At least not yet. I'm hoping that that's the reason why it's kind of thick. Holiday Adventures, Winter Tales. Let's keep on going. Okay. Holiday NPCs. Holiday Adventure Locations. The Bestiary.
Mm-hmm.
Jack Frost. The Krampus.
Krampus.
Medium Fiend Devil, Lawful Evil. Hot Snap and Cold Snap. Santa Claus. Medium Celestial, Lawful Good. Mrs. Claus, Medium Celestial. A Nutcracker. Flying Reindeer. Variant Red-Nosed Reindeer. Ha! Let's see. Santa's fleet of reindeer is led by a powerful red-nosed reindeer whose radiant nose provides light and guidance through the darkest nights and cloudiest skies. A red-nosed reindeer has all the statistics of a flying reindeer, with the following additional benefits. Bright nose. The reindeer's nose sheds bright light in a 30-foot radius and dim light in a 60-foot radius. This light magically negates the effect of brightly or heavily obscured areas while it illuminates them. Blessed Mount. The creature mounted on the reindeer adds 1d6 radiant damage to their melee attacks. You've got Toymaker Elf, Winged Lion, Large Celestial, Lawful Good. Yeah, that's Aslan.
Mm-hmm.
It has legendary actions. Yeah, that's Aslan. We've got holiday spells. Ooh. Deck the Halls, which is the 5th level conjuration. Snowball Fight, which is a 3rd level evocation. Snow Globe, a 2nd level abjuration. Wrapping Paper, 2nd level abjuration. And here we go, the holiday species. We've got Animated Toy, which comes with Clockwork Toy and Stuffed Toy. Those are the subspecies.
Mm-hmm.
A Confection. You can be a snowman. There's also holiday subclasses, Artificer, Toy Maker. Druid subclass, Circle of Evergreens, and Cleric Chair Domain. And you've got the Sorcerer's Origin, Frostborn. And then we've got some magic items. So this looks absolutely festive. I'm sure people will love it, but I'm currently on a campaign to try and treat the Krampus as a anti-hero, as opposed to just being a villain.
Well, that's interesting.
I do feel like the Krampus should be he deals with the naughty list, as opposed to, and Santa deals with the nice list.
Okay, so I do want to point out some things.
Yeah.
Because, there are references in here.
Oh, so many. So many references.
Most of the references from those characters were from Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, from the Rankin and Bass Animated Entertainment.
Uh-huh.
Then the other one is The Year Without Santa, 1974.
Uh-huh.
Again, Rankin and Bass. It uses the same claymation
Stop
animation.
motion, yeah.
And two of the characters that you saw on there were Mr. Heat Miser
Mm-hmm.
and Mr. Snow Miser,
Yes.
also as known as Mr. Freeze.
Mm-hmm.
That's the heat guy and the cold guy.
I recognize that.
Yeah, so this whole thing takes from the 1970s animated Rankin and Bass animated stop motion animated shows, and too bad I don't have time to to prep this and play it today or tomorrow, because wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Unfortunately, with those, they're pulling from a lot of public domain stuff. So yeah, you can use their stuff. You can talk about what is it? Jack Frost. Jack Frost isn't trademarked by anyone.
No.
Same thing with Santa Claus.
And these are homages or even parodies of the other characters.
Yeah.
They're because they're calling them Heat Snap and Cold Snap instead of Heat Miser and Cold Miser. They're skirting that, and the images don't even look exactly alike.
Right.
But they look enough that you know who they're talking about.
That, and if for example I have an animated snowman, am I talking about Frozen 2, one of the Rankin Bass films, or Frosty the Snowman?
Right. Well, Frosty the Snowman is another Rankin and Bass film.
The one that isn't okay, so there's two Frosty the Snowman. There's the Rankin Bass one. There's one also that was animated that wasn't a stop motion.
Right.
Yeah.
But the stop motion one
is Rankin Bass.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mind you, Rankin Bass did do more than stop motion. They're also responsible for Thundercats, Silverhawks, and Tiger Sharks. That's Rankin Bass too.
And of the three, Thundercats was my favorite.
Yeah. Yeah. Although I feel like not enough people know about Tiger Sharks.
No.
Okay. After this, we've got Ruse Your Roan Renters. I'm not mispronouncing it.
My wife thought I was really laying into it when I was reading her the title.
Scooby-Doo versus the Cult of Cthulhu.
All right. Scooby-Doo versus the Clothes, it says it's a choose-your-own-adventure style featuring special guest
Herbert
Dr.
West.
West. Now,
Isn't Herbert West a character in H.P. Lovecraft?
yeah, he's the animator.
He's the animator.
Or reanimator.
I knew I remembered him from somewhere.
Yeah. Rutro, the Rolt of Ruru. You're Scooby-Doom, a hound of Carcosa, and you must stop the tentacle terror of the cult of Cthulhu. Choose from 47 possible endings, most resulting in death. Will it be yours? Includes Easter eggs for Saturday morning cartoons, 80s music, Dungeons and Dragons, the Cthulhu mythos, ABC weekend specials, and other cultural icons and reference to the era.
Oh my god. Shogo Crunch.
Yeah.
H.P. Lovecraft's Shogo Crunch. The story of a boy and his shog. So, I love this.
I knew you would. Don't be afraid of the incredible hulking hybrid star spawn of Cthulhu. Scooby-Doom will protect you.
Okay, so this is absolutely ridiculous, and I love it.
I read it 3 times.
Uh-huh. How many times did you survive?
Once.
One time.
And guess what?
Uh-huh.
It said, this is the only real ending. all the other ones are failures. I found on the 3rd attempt, I found the good ending.
Yeah. Now, I want to point out why I am so amused by them doing this. I'm not a huge fan of Scooby-Doo, but I thoroughly respect it. Okay. I care about the quality and them sticking with the characters, because these are some wonderful characters from Hanna-Barbera.
Mm-hmm.
And some of the lore that they've done to expand Scooby-Doo.
Right.
I know originally Scooby-Doo started with, all the monsters are actually just humans in disguise.
Yes.
And there's a lot of commentary that can be made about that. And eventually there was, I believe it was Scooby-Doo and the 13 Ghosts, where for the first, it's either Scooby-Doo and the 13 Ghosts or Zombie Island, where it was the first time we're like, no.
I think it was Zombie Island was the first one that the supernatural actually came into play.
Where supernatural actually happened. So now we have a progression of, actually bringing supernatural into this. And one of the other things that I absolutely love, in terms of the progression of Scooby-Doo, is Scooby, they have confirmed, is not a dog. Dogs don't speak. Dogs aren't nearly as intelligent as Scooby is.
Well, Scooby-Doo is a supernatural creature.
And that's the reference they're making. Scooby-Doo, in some of the lore that it is actually some type of space alien that looks like a dog.
Row.
Yeah. So they're making that reference.
Yeah. The publisher of this book is the First United Church of Cthulhu. They don't have a lot of books.
Yeah.
But, I mean, they do have books.
Mm-hmm.
But this is, they don't have a lot of games.
Yeah.
And there's one of the things that are titled, I can't even say the name. Not because I can't mispronounce it. There's Shub-Niggurath, the Black Goat of the Woods with 1,000 young. They got it written there. But this one, on their website, this is how they describe the book. Just like reading one of the original Choose Your Own Adventure books, it has the same font, has the same cover style, it has the same crazy pictures, it has the same WTF deaths,
yeah,
and it's identical print size, So it just feels perfect in your hands.
Yeah.
But in order to get the perfect format, we had to go through Lulu.com, as they were the only ones that printed in that size.
Mm-hmm.
The above link will take you straight to where you can get the cheaper copy, Meddling Kids Edition.
Meddling Kids Edition.
We'll be going through Lulu.com's long process of distribution through Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
But the same version will cost you an extra $4 because of their markup.
Yeah.
So if you buy it through Lulu, and we give you the link to do that,
Mm-hmm.
it'll be $4 less than the buying it on Amazon.
And I do appreciate the commitment to the details of, like, they could have done a choose your own adventure, but they took the time to make it look like a choose your own adventure.
Yeah, without breaking copyright.
Right. So, I thoroughly enjoy this because if you pay attention to Scooby-Doo, they have introduced Eldritch concepts into Scooby-Doo lore.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
give an example.
Well, one, Scooby-Doo is effectively a space alien.
Right.
In one of my favorite series, Scooby-Doo Mystery Inc., where they took the idea. Well, one, it's a Scooby gang before they leave home.
Right.
And they're investigating a lot of the mysteries around their hometown, which is Crystal Cove.
Right.
But there's a larger overarching story of why does this place have so many mysteries to begin with? And I think there's either 2.5 or 3 seasons where by the end, there's betrayals, there are reveals. Like there's a weird owl that is kind of in the realm of this is your there's an owl character that showed up as the previous Mystery Incorporated before Scooby and his gang. And that owl very much fit the role of this is you've got your 4 or 5 people and the animal sidekick. The owl was the animal sidekick.
Right.
And the owl could talk. Turns out the owl is the villain.
Oh.
Yeah. Spoiler for, a series that is multiple years old. But
now I've got to watch it.
Oh, it's so good. It is. Me ruining that won't ruin anything. It is a ridiculously good Scooby-Doo series. But
so much better than Velma. Then the poop on my shoe is better than Velma.
Right. But they go into some truly Eldritch level stuff near the end. Yeah.
Nice.
It is phenomenal. So, this fits perfectly.
Yeah, my wife saw that and had to get it for me.
Thank your wife for me. This is... Mwah.
Would you like to borrow it? Because I've already read through it 3 times.
I will want to, not necessarily today.
Okay.
I love this so much. If they have a callback to Scrappy.
Oh, I didn't get to a Scrappy, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was in there. I got kidnapped by Velma.
Oh, you got kidnapped by Velma?
Yeah. No, I won't tell you more details.
So one of the things that I love about Scooby-Doo Mystery Incorporated, I'm just going to gush in Mystery Incorporated for a bit here. One, they throw some serious shade at Scrappy.
Doesn't everybody?
Yeah, there's literally a line where like they reference Scrappy-Doo as no, we don't talk about him. And move on. They do so many callbacks to the original series. They do confirm in that series that Velma is at least bicurious. Yeah. I mean, they don't show anything explicit, but she is in a relationship with another woman.
Okay.
Yeah. Ah, jeez. They.
Since this is before they left town,
Yeah.
Norbert is living in a really nice place, isn't he?
Yeah. They get into the families of the characters, and one of the things that I absolutely love, there's been a development of Daphne of not just being the damsel in distress.
Yeah.
Velma's always been like, okay, well, she's a smart one. they give her a bit of snark. Scooby and Shaggy have always had personality, but one of the things I absolutely love is they really made Fred interesting.
He's not just the trap maker and the guy in the ascot.
They really go into him being a trap maker. To the point where it is an ongoing joke where the level that he ascribes to his enjoyment of traps is, you're kind of like, really? Like, he has, and this is going to get into slightly adult-adjacent concepts, he gets magazines about traps.
Trap aficionado.
Yeah. He's really, really into traps, and I'm going to leave it there. But he's also, this is also one of the ones where they got him into being the terminology I think is called a himbo.
Yeah.
Where, well-meaning, very, very good in his area of expertise, but dense as a brick.
Now,
Daphne is trying to drop so many hints, and he is not picking up any of them. At all. Yeah, so I will always give the highest praises to Scooby-Doo Mystery Incorporated. It is a wonderful series.
I want to talk a little more about the people who made this.
Yes.
The Church of Cthulhu. They have a really cute website to go to. But remember when I mentioned earlier under game Shub-Niggurath?
Yeah.
Well, Shub-Niggurath, the Black Goat of the Woods with 1,000 Young, is a Lovecraft Call of Cthulhu LARP.
Ooh.
RPG role-playing accessory, magical tome that has been used by head priest Kurt Cave,
which is
the author.
The author.
As a focus for the ritualistic practice in official ceremonies for the First United Church of Cthulhu.
Oh, there's a church now. Wonderful.
Oh, and one of the other things, we have Chibi Cthulhu. Necronomers in the Out of Board game because curmudgeons hate cutesy. Chibi Cthulhu. And let's see here. What else we got? Don't Be rhymes with Cthulhu, kind of without the H. We all know someone who thinks they know everything about the Cthulhu mythos, but they don't. This is a Cthulhu mythos poem for them, a perfect birthday or Christmas gift when you don't know what to get them and you don't really like them either. And it's a paperback. And I can't say what it says. It's hilarious, but I really can't say it online.
I feel like if you're doing gifts from Cthulhu, kind of like making Cthulhu be your Santa Claus, the gifts should be like there should be boxes that you unwrapped, but it's all empty because Cthulhu doesn't care about you.
Well, and then there's those were the game things. There were many stories that they have written that are basically anthologies, like Kill Those Damn Cats, Cats of Ulthar, Lovecraftian anthology. Can Such Things Still Be? Complete Literary Guide to the King in Yellow. I might have to get that. There's a Hackergees. There's the Venus Cthulhu.
Venus Cthulhu?
Venus of Cthulhu.
Okay.
So,
like Venus of de Milo?
Yes. But a little more horrific. Like, imagine a statue of a woman.
Yeah.
Kind of like this.
The Venus de Milo, is renowned because it's kind of missing parts.
Well, no, that's not it renowns. It's a beautiful statue.
It's a beautiful statue, but it's also known for for example missing its arm. Yeah.
Well, it's a free PDF. Pay for you want. You can enter 0, and it is the most accurate timeline of Cthulhu mythos on planet Earth. Includes dozens of citations from Lovecraft's works as well as photos and information of the Venus figurines believed to have been worshipped in the ancient world and obviously depicting beings from other worlds.
Mm-hmm.
The book can be used referenced in any various games of prehistoric or time-traveling role-playing. The back of this book includes quick start rules for Don't Let Them Take You Alive, an action horror role-playing game set in the world of modern Cthulhu mythos. Download the full-color free PDF, pay what you want, and the image on the front, let's see if I can make it a little bit bigger. It's kind of grainy.
Okay. Venus of Cthulhu. Yeah, that does very much look like it's referencing the Venus de Milo.
Yeah, except that she's split open and there are a lot of dead things inside.
Yeah.
But here's another one I want to tell you about.
Mm-hmm.
Chainsaw Alice in Wonderland, the sickest steampunk horror book ever written.
Mm-hmm.
It's like Lewis Carroll, H.P. Lovecraft, Jules Verne, Walt Disney, and the Marquis de Sade through an orgy and murder party, and you're invited.
See, if they're including the Marquis de Sade, I may have to, just...
You're going to nope out from that.
I know how bad the Marquis de Sade is.
Well, yeah. I mean, he's famous for a bad reason.
Yeah. All I'm saying is, whatever people may think is bad, the Marquis de Sade is worse.
Right.
Yeah.
It includes Cthulhic Knights, Children of Dagon,
yeah,
and the true origin of the King in Yellow. And it is called Chainsaw Alice in Wonderland. And there's a lot more stuff here, but yeah, check out First United Church of Cthulhu. Google it. Follow the link in the doobly-doo.
Okay, so
you'll be horrified.
I think I know that we've got maybe about 9 minutes left, but I don't know if we can add more to this. So, what are we planning on next week?
Next week, well, of course, we are going to have a Just Talking.
Yeah.
And we'll probably be talking about our hangovers.
No.
I don't drink enough to get hangovers.
Neither do I.
My doctors always ask, do you drink alcohol? And I say yes. Then I tell them how much alcohol I drink, and they scratch it out.
I have the same issue.
Yeah. But our actual main topic next time, we're going to get into history. So starting with our first one of the year, we will talk about the historical perspective of role-playing games, the legal ramifications. The historical perspective, stereotypes, and myths will be after that. Historical perspective, building blocks of role-playing games. And then finally, historical perspective, respective. These are all respect, not perspective. Anyways, respective in media.
Yeah.
So we're going to be breaking down the historical preference, perspective over 4 episodes, starting with legal.
Okay. And this is getting into like important things like some of the anti-role-playing hysteria.
Well, that will be mostly in the stereotypes and myths.
Yeah.
But in the legal aspect, we're talking about copyright infringement and
trademark issues.
Trademark and, other things that look at the role-playing games from a legal aspect.
Yeah.
We're going to get into the details between the difference between a book and a magazine.
Yeah. And I'm fairly certain that Gary Gygax is going to be featured quite a bit, especially when we talk about the transition from a TSR to Wizards of the Coast.
Yeah. Oh, and don't forget the open gaming license.
Ooh, we're going to get into some ugly areas. Okay. So, that has been the RPG Talk Show. My name is Daniel Ivey, and
I am John Welker. This has been, as he said, the RPG Talk Show.
It's brought to you by the USS Spokane, the Inland Empire.
Cooperation.
Yeah.
We're partners.
Yeah.
We haven't done a lot together, to be perfectly honest, just because timing and schedules and things like that.
Mhm.
And we don't have enough volunteers to onboard our new volunteers.
We're still working on that, but that is the Inland Empire Star Trek Fan Association. Comments, questions, and suggestions should be directed to info@rpgresearch.com with the subject line including RPG Talk Show.
Again, our topic next week will be the role-playing games and legalese.
Mhm.
And
See you next week. Good night and
dream well.
good night.